Hello folks, it's Hitman Von Doom here, and these are some firsts. When I say first, I mean first appearances, flex number one issues, premiere issues, but mainly first appearances. And since it's first appearances like that, we listen to some classical music. So, classical music right here. Uncanny X-Men 130. This is the first appearance of Dazzler. And folks, I'm making no secret, I hate Dazzler so much. If I didn't absolutely need this book to complete my run of the Uncanny I'm trying to get, I would proceed to go to my roof and punch it onto the rooftop of the church across the street. And yes, I live across the street from a church, and I would punch this book all the way over there. And I can do it too. But, I don't even care about this book. I don't even know why I have it in Mylar either. Week 52, the special series. Well, folks, for those of you who are trying to get a complete run of this, or for those of you who have some of the 62, issue number 7 is the first appearance of Catherine Kane. In other words, the current Batwoman. This is the first appearance of her out of costume. This is the first appearance of the Batwoman, the current Batwoman right now, is like a cameo appearance of her in costume. And this is the first full appearance of her in costume and out of costume. Batwoman. So, for those of you who have this, who have 52, now you know this is like the first appearance of Batwoman. So, congratulations. It's probably something that not a lot of people know about. And they introduced her in a very, very good way, too. You can see her in all of her costume glory. So, I was pretty happy about that. In fact, I didn't even know it. I was like, this is pretty cheap. So I would suggest that maybe if people like this Batgirl, like this Batwoman, that you go and pick this up before it maybe starts rising in price. Because you never know. Green Hill Zone, by the way. Classical music. Amazing Spider-Man number 265. First appearance of Silver Sable. A very, very good condition. Like, I would say near mint, minus. Conservatively, of course, I'm grading. And, a very good way to introduce the character. She kicks pretty much the crap out of a lot of people. And, it's a good way to introduce the character. Of course, she's dead. Quotation mark, after the end of the earth. But first appearance of Silver Sable. Very happy to get that. X-Men number 4. First appearance of Omega Red. It is a really cheap issue to get, folks. I mean, it's really like... You could probably find it for $1, maybe $2. And you should not break the bank getting this book at all. Very, very cheap. And additionally, you get to see Gambit and Rogue on a date. So that was pretty interesting. Near mint, of course. My X Factor number 5. This is the first. Sorry, folks. This is the first cameo appearance of. Of Apocalypse. Oh, and now we're going to some classic Disney. And this is like the first cameo appearance of Apocalypse. And I say that because, it really is a cameo appearance. I mean, it's pretty much... And by the way, that is Little Mermaid, and yes, I like Disney movies. So, yes, I'm man enough to admit that. The guy who wears pink and reads comics is man enough to admit that. Anyway, X Factor, and plus Ariel's hot, but X Factor number 5, it's just a shadowy figure, and as you can tell, it's a mid-grade. I got a bunch of X Factors in the lot for like $10, and first appearance of this came, so I was like, what the hell, why not? This is the first full appearance of Apocalypse. Full appearance, and I never knew what Apocalypse's powers were. Apparently, he can adjust like the molecules in his body or something like that. And the fatal flaw to this, it would be in near mint condition if it wasn't for this one fatal flaw. Right there. It's missing a little piece on the corner. Like right there, just off. Other than that, it's in great shape. But, I'm not a millionaire and I can have it, I have it. This one, X Factor number 24. The first appearance of Archangel, his Archangel persona. Not Angel first appeared in X-Men number 1. This is the first full appearance of him with the blue skin and the metal wings and his Archangel persona. X-Men 24. Now this book, I'm surprised that you can see it like in my comic shop for like $10. It's not worth $10. But they got this at a yard sale, for God's sake. So I was, come on, not gonna break the break for this. This one, Spider Woman #1. Interesting story about Spider Woman #1, folks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I forgot one of my first appearances over here on the guest. Interesting thing about Spider Woman #1 is that I met a friend that I haven't seen in a while at a comic book store, and I was just rummaging through the back stock, and I saw Spider Man #1 for like $1. I was like, it's in very good minus, maybe good plus. And I was like, it's for $1. What the hell? Why not? And I don't know that much about Spider Woman, so it's actually really interesting. I might considering read some more about it because it actually was a really interesting book. My next one, oh, that's what I forgot. Amazing Spider-Man 194. This is the first appearance of the Black Cat. First appearance of the Black Cat, Power Rangers Zeo. Now this is probably in VG because I remember I was watching one of Hero Hunter's videos. I had a little marathon of his videos, and it's really hard to get black covers that the colors aren't fading to get them in really good condition, and this is no exception. I mean, but the colors definitely lost some luster, and it's a black cover. But I was happy to find it, and I was like, oh my god. I was happy to find this issue in there, and I was so happy because I'm a big fan of the Black Cat. I grew up watching the animated series, and she was in there a lot. Power Ranger Zeo, by the way, folks. Anyway, Avengers 195. This is the first appearance of the Taskmaster. I got this at a yard sale way back. DuckTales, by the way. I got this way back at a flea market for like $1, and it has its problems. Well, one, it's a white cover, and white covers aren't the greatest. It's really hard to find old comics for like a good grade in black and white covers because the black covers tend to lose their color and the white covers tend to start tanning, and this is no exception. But it was $1, and I couldn't pass it up. Iron Man 282, first appearance of War Machine. Now, the one thing I did not know was that War Machine, in fact, was Tony Stark at the beginning. So I didn't know that. I was really happy to get this. And it's like in near mint condition, folks. I mean, it's not really much anything wrong with it, like at all. So, Amazing Spider-Man 361, first appearance of Carnage. Now, I'm going to tell you the one thing. When you're going to buy this, make sure it's a white background. If it's a silver one, it's the second printing. It's a cool cover, but it's the second printing. This is the first appearance of Carnage, the first full appearance. And it's a really, really good issue. I enjoyed it. In fact, the whole story arc is really, really awesome. I mean, that's the truth. It's really, really awesome, the first story. Power Rangers, by the way, folks. This is New Teen Titans #2. First appearance of Deathstroke. I was really happy to get this. I think I got about $5 for it. Not bad. Like I said, if anyone watches it, watch the animated series of Teen Titans, you would know he's Slade Wilson. That's who he is. It's Deathstroke the Terminator in the comics, folks. And I like the way they introduced him in this too, is that he wasn't a villain. He was neither a villain but neither a hero. So he didn't really hate the guy, but you didn't really like him. You didn't know what to think of him, and he kind of kept him mysterious. So definitely a good read. And his son dies, Ravager. Probably mid-grade, fine. Right here, Miss Marvel #18. First appearance of Mystique. And this is the first appearance of Mystique. She appeared before, but it wasn't in her blue skin, and it was Raven Darkhold. This is the first appearance of Mystique in her blue skin glory. And Miss Marvel is actually this issue is actually pretty solid. I'm looking for Miss Marvel #1, 2. And this is again a mid-grade. Folks, I'm not a millionaire. Mid grade, fine, very G plus is very VG, and fine plus is good enough for me. Especially with older comics, I tend to lower it. If it's an older comic, then I'm just glad I have it. And if it's attached, Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man #1. This is the first, well, not the first appearance, but this is like #1, and I couldn't pass it up. I mean, I paid. It was like what, $5 only. I mean, I couldn't pass that up. I mean, how could I pass it up? It's the #1 issue. It's #1, and this is one of the books that I think is really undervalued. You know, like Miss Marvel #1 is undervalued for sure. Nova #1 is undervalued. This is another one that I feel is undervalued, and probably a very fine minus, I would say. So I was really happy to get that. My New Mutant Keys. And in fact, New Mutant Keys, I got New Mutants #87. Now, to be technical about it, this is the first adult appearance of. This is the first adult appearance of whatchamacallit, of Cable. Because technically, he had his first appearance. By the way, I'm pretty sure you would have guessed this TV show. I like this TV show, but anyway, it's classical music. And it's the first adult appearance of Cable, folks. And here's why I say it's the first adult appearance. He first appeared in Uncanny X-Men like 200, 201 as a baby when Madeline Pryor gave birth to him. And again, I was really happy to get this because it's in really great condition. I mean, I would say very fine. You know, just being conservative, but look at that. I mean, the inking is still really sharp, still glossy, everything's still vibrant. The colors haven't faded at all. It's great. And then New Mutants #98, of course. That's the first appearance of Deadpool, and what gets lost in the shuffle, the first appearance of Domino and the Mysterious Gideon. Definitely happy to get this. Definitely happy to get this, by the way. And, you know, you never figure when you read this, you know, Deadpool wasn't living like he was a really badass, funny guy at all. I mean, you didn't really think twice about him. And after reading this issue, you would never think that he would have taken off the way he did, you know? That was just me. I never thought he would have taken off the way he would have taken off, but, you know, it is what it is. First appearance of Deadpool. Yep. 98, very fine, I would say. Daredevil 168, first appearance of Elektra. I swear this book has evaded me for so long, so many times. You know, it just kept evading me. And I finally got it. And funny story, I was trying to get Daredevil 131 on eBay. But at the last minute I lost, and then like 2 minutes later, this was ending and I bought it. And I got it for the price of, even less than the price that I was willing to pay, so I was so happy. And the way they introduced Elektra was just so good, folks. Yeah, it was so good the way they introduced Elektra. I really liked reading it. And time for the big one, in my opinion at least. I like the one boss, by the way. And of course, we really have to listen to some classical music for this one and class this place up. Ready, folks? Ready for this one? Doctor Strange 169. I got this book, and folks, I got it for a steal. I mean, I got it for $10. I'm just laughing, but I couldn't believe it. For $10, how could I pass this up? $10 And for those of you who don't know, this is like when it stopped being Strange Tales and then went to Doctor Strange. This is like his first solo title, pretty much. You know, it's kind of like Thor 126, Captain America 100. That's like their first. This was his first. You know, and so I couldn't believe I got it for $10 freaking bucks. I mean, it's in I would say VG plus, in my opinion, VG plus. And like I said, for these older books, I don't care. I was like, okay, there has to be something. Something has to be wrong. I was like, okay, maybe something has to be missing. Something has to be cut out. Nothing was cut out. Nothing is missing. The ink is still vibrant, still retains its gloss, and everything's intact. I mean, you just have like the standard. You have like the bindwear. You have like a little bit of the bindwear right there, and like a little thing right there, and that's it. Like VG plus. So happy to get this. Yep, and so let's recap, shall we, folks? I think we shall recap. So that's the first appearance of Doctor Strange. No, not first appearance. Doctor Strange is the only issue. Daredevil 168, first appearance of Elektra. New Mutants 98, first appearance of Deadpool, Domino, and Gideon. New Mutants 87, first adult appearance of Cable. Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man #1, the #1 issue, which I was really happy to get. Which I was really happy to get. Miss Marvel #18, first appearance of Mystique. First New Mutants #2, first appearance of Deathstroke. Amazing Spider-Man, first 51, first appearance of Carnage. Iron Man 82, first appearance of War Machine. Avengers 195, first appearance of Taskmaster. Amazing Spider-Man 194, first appearance of Black Cat. Spider-Woman #1. X-Factor #24, first appearance of Archangel. X-Factor #6, first full appearance of Apocalypse. And X-Factor #5, first cameo appearance of Apocalypse. X-Men #4, first appearance of Omega Red. Amazing Spider-Man 265, first appearance of Silver Sable. Week 52, first appearances of Batwoman. And Uncanny X-Men 130. As you can tell, folks, not particularly happy that I have that, but whatever. So this was Hitman Van Doom. I hope you enjoyed the classical music that I played. And thanks for watching, folks.